Hello, the next letter is C.
Check. Cell phone. Calendar. Check.
Your cell phone? Caroline, your checkbook.
The second C stands for what? I'm sorry.
This C?
The second C.
The second C?
It was PCSC. Again? Oh, it was.
Oh, and during her show, you mean? Did you use?
It was G.
Oh, I'm sorry. Before that. Yes, it was, yeah, G. Yeah, but this really wasn't part of the show. This was G for getting started. It's just part of this. I wasn't using that for the show.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to confuse you there. C stands for checkout. This is just a really, really important part. You want to be working the table. Amy talked about, you don't want to just sit at checkout and sit there and wait for people to come to you for checkout. You're going to be actively working the table and putting jewelry on people and listening about what they're saying. There are, you're going to see, there's always a couple people that are at that show that are putting jewelry on other people. You're going to remember these because you're going to see what's going to happen at checkout in a little bit. Let me put my glasses on so I can see what's next. So generally, you want to be able to have a little area where you can have your calendar there. We have this great little book for you. If you don't have a checkout book, sometimes people have a little basket, whatever. You want to be prepared. You don't want to be looking all over for stuff. If somebody asks you for something, you want it all in one spot. And so this is a nice little book that we have. You always want to have your calendar for when your next training is. You want to know when your next training is. My page says, put your calendar here. Amy's had a nice visual with her little open dates where she had all the gems. You want your guest packets in here, so you have them all ready to go. And so this stuff is just all filled with stuff that you might need for a hostess packet, and it's got some information on here, in case somebody's interested in a fundraiser. But if you have this with you and you have a lot of these extra packets with you, just in case somebody couldn't find theirs, I mean, they all have one, but maybe they put it down. This basically you want with you. You want to be able to have some change, little money purse. Some people pay with cash. You want to be able to have that change. Boy, this thing is really tangled. You want to have your calculator. And what else is at your checkout area? Put the boxes maybe for a visual. You want to be able to have that so people can see how much free jewelry they're going to get. Don't worry. I know that this happens a lot. People might be all lined up. And you are going to tend to want to just hurry up, add it up, and give them the receipt because that next person is there. And you might feel a little bit stressed. I don't want you to do that. Amy's going to role play some checkout. And checkout is a very important part of the show. Number one, it's a relationship, again, that you're getting with your customer, okay? If they're all put, in line, just tell them to put their order form there, and you'll call them, go chat or look at the jewelry, and you'll call them up when it's their turn. I know that that's a big thing, I think, with new jewelers, is they're really, really nervous about, when that line rolls up. So just don't worry about that. This is your relationship time that you're gonna, that you want to work with them. So basically, Amy's going to come up with a few different maybe scenarios. I don't know what you have planned, but we'll see. Yes?
One thing that I found new, I always make sure I have is a catalog and a holiday one because a lot of people come with their receipt and they only have what they want. And then I run in the living room trying to find a catalog.
Yes. You should
and
have
that was stressful as a new jeweler because I was trying to find the number and I didn't have it.
Excellent point.
That's good.
Have a catalog there because there might be scattered out all over and then you're running to be able to go get it. Yes, and you're going to see because basically I'm going to just tell you this, and then Amy's going to role play it, and then I'm going to tell you again. Because generally, there's a few things that you're going to do at checkout. You can up your retail, and Amy's going to kind of show you how you can do that. You want to be able to get some shows on your calendar. They might say no, and then you might want to go for your courtesy call list, or maybe later list, or a referral. You might want to see if somebody wants to be able to do the business. There's lots of things to discuss at the checkout. But you're not going to sound like a telemarketer. You're going to just be able to have that naturally roll off like they're your friend. Just pretend that they're your friend that's sitting there. So Amy's going to go ahead and role play.
Courtney, can I role play with you? You don't have to move. I'll bring it. Okay. Hi, Courtney. How are you?
Hi, good.
Good. Are you all set?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, you put your top 10 down there. Sorry.
I love what you've picked out. I absolutely love these. The other ones, which items were you wanting to get tonight?
The first two.
The first two? Okay, perfect. Oh, I love those. Did you know that that one has a matching bracelet?
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, the Venetian. It's super cute. I know I didn't have that at my table. Yeah, do you like that one? Do you want me to add that?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. Great. La 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 la. Okay, fantastic. Oh, and you know what? You've got the long necklace. Did you need to clip it?
How much are those again?
Those are only $10. Okay, perfect, good. All right, and what about you, Courtney? I loved hanging out with you. You were the life of the party. What about, when are we going to get together and do this and spoil you and your friends at a jewelry dinner? When are we going to do this together?
I don't know. I have to look at my calendar.
Okay, you know what? My calendar is going to get really busy. What about penciling a date? What do you think is the best night if we were going to do something together? What would be the best night for you?
Probably a Friday.
Okay, a Friday evening. You know what? Friday is one of my hottest dates, and I've got one Friday left. I've got November 11th. Does that work for you? We could pencil it in. I'm not trying to push it, but we could pencil it in. You can go home and check your calendar, and if that date works, great. If not, we can move it around. But with Christmas coming, these dates are going to fill up, and I really want to party with you. What do you think?
Sure.
Sure. Okay. So good. We'll pencil that date in. I'll write it down here, and I'm just going to make a note on your form that says call to check. So I can give you a call tomorrow night, maybe, and see if that's going to work for you.
Okay.
Okay. Perfect. All right. And your total is blah blah blah. And okay, there you go. Thank you so much. It was great hanging out with you.
Okay, there you go. So do you see what Amy did? She first is suggested selling. First she worked on the retail, and that's another reason you want to have that catalog there. Oh, I noticed you bought this and you bought this. Did you know that I have the earrings that go with it? I don't have them here on my table, but look, they're on page such and such. So that's another reason. You noticed during the show, during the show she had you pull out that wish list and she had you fill it up. Well, why do you want her to do that? Because you can use that number one for retail. You can say, oh gosh, I see that you're getting these two items. Let's get that third one for you. And if she doesn't have enough money to get that, that's when you can go through and say, well, let's have fun and get this for free. So that's part of the reason that you want to be able to use that wish list. Then of course you're always going backwards. If she says no, if she says yes, but down the road, but she doesn't want to pick a date yet. You know what? It's so much easier if you get that date penciled in. If you say, I'll call you tomorrow or whatever, the chances are much, much harder. So a couple key phrases that you can use are things like, you know what? I know that you don't have your calendar with you right now, but what if my calendar's here, and why don't you give me your best 3 guesses? And then let's just circle the best one, and I'm going to just write that in here, because this way Holly can get credit. When you say things like, this way Holly can get credit for that, she's going to be a little bit more, it's going to push her over the edge because she's going to want to help her friend. Okay? So you always want to be able to just be talking. You don't have to say the exact same thing with every single person. You're going to kind of be able to, feel it out and see where you're going with it. So those are some things. I want to just give you some objections. You will get somebody saying, we're remodeling, or I'm having a baby, or I'm getting married. Those are the best ones to say, people are going to want to see that new house. People are going to want to see that new baby. Let's get everybody together because they're going to want to see that baby. It's going to be awesome. So whatever objection, look in your jeweler's handbook. There's a whole bunch of answers on what you can answer with. Just memorize them. Just memorize them, because they really don't have that. They're not just saying that. They're just a little bit nervous about maybe having a show. They really want one, and you just are going to kind of help walk them in it.
And you know what? Sometimes they think that they don't want to have a bad show for you. So if they think, and they don't want to let you down, but you really do cover these objections. And especially as new jewelers or any veteran jewelers, we have a tendency to take things personally. So when somebody says, that's why you also don't ask, do you want to do a show? Because if they say no, we take it personally, like we're awful and they don't like us and it's terrible and I shouldn't even be doing this business. And that's just natural because that's how we think. But when you say, I would love to get together with you, I had so much fun hanging out with you tonight, when can I come spoil you? when can I do this for you? She's going to give an objection if she's not sure. Instead of saying no, she really wants to do it, but she's going to be remodeling her kitchen, so she doesn't know when she can do it. So that's why you need to get her to say, you need to do a what do you think, or, you know, yeah, what do you think? I'd love to do this with you.
And you know what, don't stress about this. If these are your first couple shows, you are not going to have all of this down pat. But that is why you want to be able to role play with your sponsor. Your first 12 shows, every one of you, your first 12 shows, number one, you're going to want to call your sponsor and you're going to want to be able to tell her about it, because she's going to be able to help you fix and tweak certain things on your show. And she can role play with you on the phone on different checkout. If you're having trouble with something, she'll help you with that. But she won't know that she won't know what kind of trouble you're having if you don't call her. So it's really important to be able to work on those things. When you say them out loud, it comes out naturally, and you will get all those. So don't worry about knowing exactly what to say. There's all kinds of videos too that you can watch on all kinds of different ones. You just want to be able to make sure that you aren't rushing checkout. That's the biggest thing I want to get. Yeah?
I always, whenever I am at checkout and I'm like talking to someone about the show, their first question that they ask me is, well, how many women do I have to have?
Exactly. And you know what? Let's say that you're at a show where there was 15 people and it was a Friday night. They think you only do Friday night shows, or you only do nighttime shows, and you only do them if there's that many people. And so you need to just say, you know what, I do daytime shows, I do nighttime, I do weekend, during the week. I do it with just a few girlfriends. If they just want to have some fun shopping time with just you and a couple girlfriends, I'll come over and do a private showing. Because you'll get people that say, I don't do shows. And say, well, let's not do a show then. Let's just get a couple girlfriends over and do some private shopping. So you need to let them know, because you're exactly right, Amanda. They think it's exactly what it was at that show. And you will get used to that. The great things, too, about having the coupon on here, every single person can go home. And didn't you fall in love with Amy? I mean, she was showing you all kinds of fun tricks. You're teaching. You're giving information. I mean, I would want to see her again. So the thing is they enjoyed you. They related to you. So you know what? Even if they don't want to have a show, I betcha they'll help you out and give you a referral, right? Because you made it fun. So that's why you want to be able to have them go home with that, so they can.
What is the coupon that is in the back? What is it?
This is just a coupon. This is just brand new. So if you don't have it yet, we literally. I mean, I made this up this weekend. They're like hot off the press. So you can make it whatever you want. This one just happens to say a home show referral. Get 25% off your order at her show, your friend's show. $100 in free jewelry for a referral for your team. And then maybe just check us out. You can shop at my cost if you want to hear a little bit more about the business. So really, it's just coupons for them. What woman doesn't want to use a coupon? Seriously, we all want to use one. So if you have this on here and she's going home with it, that's a great way. And it'll keep your business going. So that is pretty much at the end. Now what's going to happen is we're going to get at the very end, and you're going to take all of your receipts and you're going to quickly add them up, because you check out your customers first, right? You check them all out. That's one of the reasons, too, why we like to get the guest survey, because not every single person may come to the checkout table. Not everybody will order. And usually those are the people that kind of check yes, that they either need money, or yes, that they want free jewelry. So it's really, really important to have those guest surveys too there, because you can have that and just stick them right inside of that envelope so you have them, because you're going to use them later. But you're going to add everything up, and you're going to fill out this form, and it's called Close Your Show with Sparkle. And what you're going to do is the top part of the form, very, very quickly, you're going to add it all up and kind of figure out how much free jewelry she got. Of course, that's going to change because she might get some more orders, but that's just a real quick estimate. And then you're going to take that number, and if the total retail was $600, you're going to come down here at the bottom, and you're going to just divide it in half. It's not exact, because you may have given some customer specials, right? Maybe a discount. But don't worry, it's just an estimate. You're going to divide it in half. It was the $600 show. 600 divided by 2 is what? 300. 300 divided by 4 is 75. So basically, you now are going to, you have all your guest surveys. What was question number 4? Do you remember? If, and remember how Amy said, y'all better write yes for that one, because she's going to de-Facebook you. I love that. So number one, you're going to have these guest surveys. And if you had 10 people there, probably at least 9 of them are going to say yes, that they would help the hostess get started. So what's going to happen is usually there's always a few people kind of hanging around. And so all you're going to do is you're going to take that form, and sometimes you're going to just say, who wants to guess how much free jewelry Holly's getting? And you always have a few people that are hanging around, and they're going to guess. And they're not going to believe it. You can tell them, and you can show them, and you can stack these boxes. You can have that Are You Curious sheet out there and see the free jewelry. And for some reason, they still don't believe you're really going to get that much free jewelry. But when you say, hey, Holly, guess how much free jewelry you're getting so far? And if it's around $300, the people are like, what? She's getting what? You'll be surprised at how you could get shows right then and there. It's very powerful. The other part is you're going to plop down and you're going to say, Courtney, oh my goodness, I just made $300 tonight. That could so have been yours. I played with jewelry with your friends and made $300. Wouldn't you love to be able to have that? Doesn't that sound pretty good? And guess what? 9 of your friends here tonight said that they would help you get started. I'm handing you a business on a silver platter. Let's get going on this. Do you see how powerful that is? You just made $300 in her home. And wow, seriously girls, $75 an hour. Know what you got, $50 an hour, even $25. Even if you're going to have, remember we talked about low shows, high shows? You're going to have a $200 show. That's a low show. You made $100. That's $25 an hour. Girls, that is more money that you're going to get working at the mall. So you know what? Share it. That's really awesome. You guys should be really excited about this. Share it with your hostess. Your hostess is the #1 prospect to become a jewelry lady. So that's kind of checking out. You're checking out the hostess. Next letter. Guys ready?